Cooler. Hello, students. Today we will discuss the class 12 macroeconomics, that is chapter 7, aggregate demand and aggregate supply. We have already discussed about the various forms of aggregate demand and aggregate supply and components of the aggregate supply, components of aggregate savings. Today we will discuss the propensity to consume. What is propensity to consume? Propensity to consume means the relationship between consumption and income. As income increases, consumption also increases, and vice versa. There are two types of propensity to consume. One is average propensity to consume. In a short form, it is called ABC. That is C by Y, consumption by income. If we divide total consumption by total income, we will get the average propensity to consume. In the second one, marginal propensity to consume, that is in short MPC. It is derived by the formula delta C by delta Y. What is delta C? Change in income. And what is delta Y? Delta C, change in consumption, and delta Y is change in income. So, if we divide delta C by delta Y, we will get the marginal propensity to consume. Let us consider with the help of a diagram how we can derive the average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. Propensity, that is inclination of the consumers towards the consumption of various goods and services in the economy. If we plot on the y-axis the consumption and on the x-axis the income, and divide the x and y axis into similar parts by the AS curve or A or Y income curve at a 45, it will create 45-degree angle. Then it will provide us the similar distance from this curve of the axis x and the axis y. And the consumption curve, starts from the 0 point from 50 above the income curve, and it will intersect at the point where at point E, that is break even point. What is break even point? At break even point, the income as well as consumption is equal. There is no difference between income and consumption. And after that point, the consumption is going to decrease and income is going to increase. It shows that after the break even point on the right hand side, it shows the positive saving and before the left hand side, before the break-even point, it is called this saving. The saving is in minus because the income is less and consumption is higher. That is why the consumption demand is mitigated with the past saving. So, at break-even point, consumption and income is equal. Now, at any point of the consumption curve, we can derive the average propensity to consume APC equal to C by Y. At break-even point, it is the income is also 100 and consumption is also 100. So 100 divided by 100 equal to 1. It shows that the consumption and income is equal. It is 1. After that point, it is called right hand side, it is called positive saving. This gap is the positive saving and this gap is the minus saving. So, in this way we can derive the average propensity to consume, that is C by Y. Let us consider the propensity various property features of APC. APC equal to 1 at break-even point. APC is equal to 1. Second, APC is greater than 1. The left of break-even point because APC is greater than 1 when C greater than Y. Here C greater than Y. That is why in this case the APC is greater than 1. After this point, the APC is less than 1 because consumption is less and income is higher. Next point, APC can never be 0. APC can never be 0. It always exists between the 0 and 1. It will never be 0. These are the various properties of propensity to features of APC. Now come to the marginal propensity to consume. What is marginal propensity to? The change in consumption divided by change in income. This is called marginal propensity to consume. And we will get the MPC by dividing the change in income by dividing the change in consumption with the change in income. Now suppose in the initial phase the consumer is consuming 100 units and income is also 100, then 100 divided by 100 equal to 1. The change in consumption increases to 150 and change in income increases to 200. Then 150, the difference between these 150 and 100 equal to 50 and difference between 100 and 200 is equal to 100. Then 50 divided by 100 equal to 1 upon 2. This is the marginal propensity to consume, that is 0.5 will be the marginal propensity to consume. The change in consumption divided by change in income. The MPC measures the slope of consumption curve. What are the properties, features of MPC? Value of MPC ranges between 0 and 1. If entire additional income is spent, delta C is equal to delta Y, implying MPC is equal to 1. If entire additional income is saved, then delta C equal to 0. MPC of developing countries is more than MPC of developed countries. These are the various properties, features of marginal propensity to consume. Let us consider the meaning of saving function or propensity to save. Meaning of propensity to save. Likewise, the meaning of the propensity to consume. Here we are calculating the ratio between consumption and income, and in propensity to save, we calculate the ratio between income and saving. How much the consumer is inclined to save from the income in the economy. This is called propensity to save. As you know, it is the behavior of human being that he increases the consumption as well as saving according to the income increases. He must increase his consumption as well as his saving also. And after some time, his saving is going to increase in comparison to the consumption, because his satisfaction is at its topmost level. So, in the next class, we will in detail discuss the propensity to save. Today we have discussed average propensity to consume and average propensity to marginal propensity to consume. Next class we will discuss the various forms of propensity to save, that is average propensity to save and marginal propensity to save, APS and MPS. Rest is well. Thank you.